Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. Happy Friday.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Friday ski industry news videos. We missed a week last week. I was out in Salt Lake City for the WSM trade show.
You're almost like a full-on Utahn by now with the amount of time you've spent there lately.
It's really interesting how life changes like that. For a long time, I never went to Utah.
Right, just Colorado.
Yeah. And Colorado and California.
Yeah.
And now it feels like I don't go to Colorado ever, and I only go to Utah.
I don't blame you.
Which, you know what, I'll take that trade. Yeah. So anyways, I was at a trade show, kind of looking at all of next year's stuff. A few different media outlets have posted things from that. I find I don't really enjoy posting just photos of gear from a trade show.
Right.
Apologies to anybody who would like to see photos of gear from a trade show. I just don't think you learn that much.
No, and I think it's nice to kind of put our own spin on it in the context of what we do here mostly.
I agree.
Ski on the stuff.
Yep. So a couple days at the trade show, and then I was with Rosignol. A couple of really fun days. I got to go to Deer Valley for the first time.
Wasn't that awesome?
It's pretty funny. So I can't quite share the footage and everything from that trip yet, but at the beginning of the video, which you'll see, I think on February 12th, which also happens to be my birthday, in the beginning of the video, I was like, I don't feel like I've been sufficiently pampered yet.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, by the end of the day, not that I had people waiting on me, but I certainly understood the economics of Deer Valley by the end of the day.
And the allure and the appeal as well. I mean, it's a pretty special place.
It's interesting. A couple people were saying it's a lot busier this year. I think they're on Icon Pass now. Yeah, they're on Icon Pass now. Mm-hmm. And I think they're just, it used to be a little bit more exclusive.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to get more crowds.
It's just interesting to see what else is out there in the ski universe.
100%. Yeah. And that is certainly, as fancy as Stowe is.
Yeah.
Why do I always point that way? That's Waterbury. As fancy as Stowe is. It's got nothing on Deer Valley.
Right.
So that was really fun. We've got some props this week. So actually, this is going to be interesting because this is kind of a little bit different than what we normally do. This Top 5 Friday video should be out a little bit earlier than usual. And then later this evening, pending any unforeseen circumstances, I'm going to put up a review of this ARW 100.
Sweet.
And you've got the ARB 100 over there. These skis are the same. They happen to just have different top sheets. So look out for that. I would say worst case scenario, if it doesn't happen this evening, it'll be up first thing tomorrow, but I don't see any reasons why it won't go up today. And then we also have some kind of website shopping news.
Sweet.
So we are reaching the point in the season when prices start dropping on what we call inline or current year products, so 2024 items. Actually generally starts with soft good and accessories, and then you'll start to see skis, hard goods drop in a few weeks. But we're putting together a landing page that's basically going to feature all the recent price drops, which I think will be really cool because it gives people a concise, easy, organized spot to see everything that's dropped so far.
And I think it's also helpful for people that are either looking ahead to 2025 stuff that we've covered and are wondering, well, am I going to get something new, something different, or is it the same thing, new graphic? That's helpful too to kind of help people guide a later season purchase.
Yeah, and actually, good point. I saw yesterday we did some social media posts about the new Elan Ripstick collection for 2025, which we haven't talked about in detail yet, but we will next week. And I saw a comment from somebody that was like, is it worth waiting? And I feel like, once prices start dropping on current Ripsticks, then it's pretty hard to, it's I don't know, the current skis are really good.
Yeah.
It's not like when a new ski comes out, it makes the previous ski completely obsolete.
So I just answered that one before I shut down here. Yeah, I thought that was a good question because they also prefaced it with, I demoed the 24 and loved it.
Right.
Should I wait?
No.
No.
Right, get the ski that you love.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue against someone's empirical experience and say, nope, you should wait for this unknown thing.
I always like when people leave a comment or a question that's like, I demoed this ski in a 179 and it felt perfect. Should I get the 185? Like,
no,
probably not. Don't overthink it. So anyways, a couple highlights out of that. Kari Tra, Obermeyer, Select Hestra. I'm supposed to say Select, so not all Hestra. I assume some of it's carryover. Patagonia, North Face, and there's some other brands as well. So we're working on putting that together right now. It should be up by the time you're watching this video. I'll leave a link in the description of the video, and if it's not quite polished up and all complete, it certainly will be by the end of today. Are you ready for the news?
I guess so.
So we'll start with some FIS Ski Racing news, as we usually do. It's almost like we should just skip this section because Michaela Schifrin is currently out with a sprained MCL, coupled with a bone bruise that happened to be from 2 separate incidents. Not major injuries, nothing like that requires surgery or anything, just rest. So unclear when she'll return, but it certainly shouldn't be a season-ending situation.
Painful, that MCL.
Yeah.
Did that.
Bone bruises too.
I did that in soccer, and that was way more painful than ACL skiing.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal.
My ACL was extraordinarily painful because a lot of other things happened as well. But anyways, in Michaela's absence, Jacqueline Wiles picked up a career best second place finish in the second of 2 downhills in Cortina. The women have since moved to Kronplatz for giant slalom on Wednesday. Paula Moltzen picked up an 11th place finish, so great from those 2 women. This week's races or upcoming races in Germany have been canceled due to warm weather, which means the next round of women's races will be Andorra, February 10th and 11th. So it gives Michaela Schifrin a little window of rest.
Yep.
But that's only 8 days away. So who knows?
What does she got to prove?
Probably not. I don't know. Remember when everyone got like really mad at her at the Olympics because she like didn't win everything? Apparently she's got a lot to prove still.
I don't know. Take a minute. Heal up. I don't feel good.
The public's expectations are wild. Anyways, the men did race in Germany. They had 2 Super G. In the first of 2, Ryan Cochran-Siegel, which I just write down RCS now. He's really elevated to
famous.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. RCS was 10th, and then River Radamus was 17th. And then in the second of those 2 Super Gs, River actually picked up an 8th, and then Ryan Cochran-Siegel again was in 10th. I just kind of pulled out some highlight finishes from those races. There were other strong U.S. finishes that made it to finals. So forgive me for not including those, but just a lot to talk about. So cool to see from the U.S. team.
Yep.
And then kind of a theme of like competitive recaps this week, Bob. Second topic of the week, we've got an X Games recap. Obviously, I was traveling throughout the X Games, but luckily I got to watch a good amount of it. And I think the best thing to talk about here is there were some new developments to X Games this year. Did you happen to watch any of X Games?
I missed it all.
That's fine.
I have no idea what I was doing. I used to like set my watch to X Games, and I like literally missed every minute of it. I turned on like ESPN, I don't know, Sunday night, and they were like, and that's it.
Wrapping up that's pretty hilarious. Pretty funny. Well, anyways, Bob, that's why we're here.
I read the article though, so I can keep up.
So we've talked about Slush, SLVSH, here on Top 5 Fridays plenty of times. Really, really cool, kind of like horse or skate style competition where 2 skiers go head to head matching each other's tricks. That actually got brought into the X Games format this year, both as like a qualification method for knuckle huck and as well as kind of its own televised event. So I just think that's really cool. And I think it's like a really, really effective test of a park skier's ability.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy to ski like within your own means or like your own bubble. But like the trick that always jumps out to me is like some of them can't do switch bios.
Right.
And then you just start to like really get to appreciate the skiers that are extremely well-rounded. So I thought that was cool. We also had the first ever women's ski knuckle huck. I think snowboard women did it last year, or maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember. But anyways, that was really cool. I like to see the creativity from Knuckle Huck. So 2 firsts for X Games there. And then, Bob, I don't think Matt put any of these in the written article, but I wanted to talk about some highlights for me.
Okay.
So in men's ski big air, and I think this is true across the board in ski big air, but I thought it was particularly interesting in men's, there is a style component. So 10% of their score is style. They are required to do a style trick that gets scored between 1 and 10. And then they have to do 2 bigger tricks in 2 different directions. You can be the same direction, but forward and switch. And those get scored up to 45 points.
Okay.
So I just think it's a really interesting way to bring style tricks into it without like taking away from the fact that these big spin tricks are incredibly difficult and probably should still be the deciding factor.
They still have to reward that, for sure.
Yes.
But just hucking and spinning and hoping you make it around. What are they doing? 12 spins these days? Can't even count.
No, but 2160s, so six spins.
I mean, there should be some style involved if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I enjoy and trust me, I appreciate this, and I think it's cool that there's my generation and also a new generation of park skiers that think this way. But you classically see the comment of like, we don't want to see spin to win.
Right.
And it's like, there's about 5,000 people in the world that can do like a pretty stylish 540.
Right.
Like I could, if it was all style, sign me up.
Yeah.
You
stand a chance.
I can hang.
Yep.
Yeah, until it's like, and when it's triple cork 2160s.
Right.
No thanks.
No, there has to be a dividing line.
Yep.
At some point, a cutoff line at some point for that.
So, I agree.
Kind of like the SATs. It's like how many people can get a 1590 or whatever. I don't even know what they score it on these days, but you've got to have that upper level.
Yeah. I missed one math question. It haunts me to this day.
I missed many. It doesn't bother me at all.
I had like half an hour at the end that I could have gone back and like checked all my answers, and I was so confident that I didn't. And then I didn't take it again. I probably should. I don't know. I don't know why this bothers me so much.
Do it now. See if you can get it.
I really would have liked a perfect math SAT score. Anyways, the other things that stood out to me, Henrik Harlow and men's ski knuckle huck. Henrik's getting older. Not that he's old, but I'd say he's aging out of the competitive landscape of park skiing, and it was really cool to see him hold his own. I'm pretty sure he was second. He was either second or third. I'm pretty sure second. So that was awesome to see. And then, Bob, you'd like this. In men's ski halfpipe, Nico Porteous, he hit the same wall twice in a row.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did, I don't exactly remember what the trick was. I think it was right side double cork 16, and then landed and did like GS carve in the flat bottom to a alley-oop flat spin 5.
You got to do something to stand out.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he won, so.
Cool.
Clearly the judges liked it too.
Yep.
But I just thought that was really cool, and I hope we see more of that. And it's also like, I can't wait to coach tomorrow and point that out to the kids I coach and be like, you guys wouldn't be able to make that turn in the flat bottom because none of you practice carving. And I just think it's cool to see that a younger skier like Nico is laying a trench in the flat bottom of the half pipe.
They have sharp edges too.
Oh yeah,
and
a lot of camber.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with their turning ability.
Practically like a twin tip race ski.
Yeah.
And then third topic of the week, Freeride World Tour is underway. They were in Verbier. Pretty exciting, lots of crashes. There were lots of super promising runs that ended, what's the word I'm looking for? Not catastrophically.
They ended unceremoniously?
Sure. They ended with a bang, let's just say that. But still, it was really cool and awesome to see the Freeride World Tour underway. They had some issues with venues to start the season, but cool to see them competing. On the men's side, first, second, third was Max Hitzig, Finn Ballou, and then Christopher Turdell. On the women's side, we had Zuzana Witch, which is a fantastic name.
That is a cool name.
And then Manon Loshi, and then Molly Armanino. So congratulations to all the finishers. Obviously, there was a snowboard side as well, but we're just not going to cover that. Sorry, snowboarders. And then, Bob, last topic of the week. We can breeze right through this one. Honestly, I didn't write down any details because I don't think everybody cares about this anymore. Excuse me for adjusting my microphone. My microphone's it's had a mind of its own the past few days.
I think it's your collar.
I am not wearing proper microphone attire, no. Anyways, New York Times is reporting again on the J-Peak EB5 scandal, and we specifically got some more details on Bill Stenger's involvement and just kind of like how he got wrapped up in this whole thing.
Yeah, and I just remember going to like Jay in the spring, I don't know how many years ago, and some guys out there parking cars in the spring, and my friend's like, oh yeah, that's Bill.
It was Bill.
The owner, manager, I don't know what his title was, but I was like, oh, wow, what a great guy, you know, out here doing the every person's work, and lo and behold, gets caught up. Yep.
So if you're interested in that, obviously there will be a link to the written article, and then you can follow the next link to all the New York Times details. And that's it for news topics this week. Then finally we have our edits of the week. First up is Kai Peterson in Sacred Grounds Part 5, I've always liked Kai Peterson skiing. Pretty talented young athlete.
I'm sick of watching him. It's just frustrating.
Because he's better than you?
Better than a lot of people.
Oh, sure.
It just looks so easy.
I feel like you shouldn't
just annoyed.
I feel like you shouldn't take that personally, but
No.
you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to feel.
I'm just annoyed.
Sure.
Jealous.
Second edit of the week is Tempo by Phil Casabon. I suppose he makes me jealous.
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of find these people that you're like, I really wish I could ski like that person. And
he used to do a Switch Bio 12 crouton. Like, Phil Casabon doesn't compete anymore, and like he had a pretty short stint as a slopestyle competitor.
Yeah.
But when he did compete, he classically did this like Switch Bio 12 crouton that was so cool.
Yeah.
Just rolling over himself. Like, I don't know. Hard to explain, but super cool. And then we have the Alaska segment from Matchstick Productions' Land of Giants, which has some incredible skiing in it. So 3 really good edits of the week this week, and none of them tremendously long, so they won't take up too much of your time. That's all I got.
Cool. Same here.
Cool.
Happy Groundhog Day.
Yeah. 6 more weeks of winter, I hope.
I don't know. I don't know when they release the results.
From Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah. It's got to be out now.
How old do you think, should we take a public poll? What's the age appropriateness for Groundhog Day, the movie?
Right, because I wanted to show my children ages 8 and 11.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day. I think there's some select language and some, as you were noting, some darker themes.
I feel like the whole section of that movie that's all suicide attempts.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
And then like kind of like some misogynistic, sketchy behavior.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait.
I'm gonna go 13.
13? Okay.
But I'm interested in the public's opinion as well.
I've actually been like Googling age appropriateness for movies lately, because
well, your kids are kind of in like a gray area age.
There's also like older movies, like they watched The Goonies for the first time the other night, and it's like there's some scary stuff, there's some language, and just I always get nervous about the older movies, like the 80s movies, and kind of like just the political landscape was so different, and I don't know, makes me nervous. It went fine.
Perfect.
They enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Do they do the truffle shuffle now?
No, like it's funny stuff like that I loved as a kid that didn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
So
different generation.
Yeah. The water slide part was their favorite.
That was their favorite?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let us know in the comments how old Bob's kids need to be before they can watch Groundhog Day, and hope everyone has a fantastic weekend.
Bye.